Let's explore the Person Analytics module of the IBM social media solution. We can launch into this by clicking on the View Person button or in Person from the main menu. Once doing so, we will see a blank module which requires a user screen name, or in this case, a Twitter handle, to be entered. I'll type in the user Tomodachi21 and hit search. As the system runs, it is crawling the user's historical tweet content and running emotional analytics on the underlying text data to derive both sentiment and behavioral analytics. Here, for the user Tomodachi21, we can see a total of 4,285 tweets were processed. This user has 480 followers and is currently following 158 other users. In the main module here, we can see a visualization of the tweets and the spectrum of emotions which those tweets fall on. Underlying, we can see the volume of tweets compared to a historical tweet pattern. Here we can see the user had a substantial amount of tweets during first use of the Twitter service. However, that volume fluctuated over time, having peaks and summits. Within these color bands, we can see different emotions from the Big 5 emotion scale that have been derived. Those are anticipation, joy, trust, as well as fear and disgust. Within each highlighted bubble, we can see the evidence that was used to derive these different emotional characteristics. Let's click on one to explore more. By clicking on the button, we will load the underlying tweet data that was used to derive that particular emotion. Here, we're looking at a tweet that was identified as having joy. The tweet content says, "I love Betsy Larkin." Here we can see the user is expressing the emotion of joy as expressed through the word love with regards to a particular musician or musical artist. On the spectrum down here, we can see where that emotion lays relative to the user's historical tweet spectrum. Let's load another and explore. Here we see the expression of sadness as well as disgust. This has been identified through the occurrence of the word blue, which is oftentimes described in relation to a negative emotion or sadness, as well as the occurrence of the word sick, which is often used when referring to disgust. Let's explore one more. Here we see identified both joy and anticipation. The tweet content shows, "Loving the new Gareth Emery album. Can't wait to see you again in concert." Here, the system has accurately identified both anticipation through the desire of waiting for concert, as well as joy through the presence of the word loving. As you can see, this system is quite powerful for analyzing the behavioral analytics of underlying users within the system. By crawling the user's historical tweet content, we are able to provide in-depth analytics in only a matter of a few seconds. Scrolling down, additional modules exist, such as personality and trustworthiness. Here I'll click and enter the same username for personality. By crawling the same historical tweet content, the system is able to scale a user's behavior and profile based on narcissism, openness, extroversion, agreeableness, and conscientiousness. Here, based on the user's historical tweet content, it is apparent that they are both more extroverted and conscientious, although they are lacking in agreeableness, openness, and very low in terms of the scale of narcissism. As you can see, a great deal of rich content can be derived from a user's historical tweet content. This is particularly useful when trying to segment demographics and/or profile users based on particular characteristics.